This is a teardown of a mystery brand thermal receipt printer, model TP-260. And yeah, I don't know. It's definitely different looking. It shares some of the design features that I'm used to seeing with Epson thermal receipt printers, but this one has no branding. At least no obvious branding. Yep, I don't know. Card doesn't want to come out. Alright, gotta start hunting for screws to remove. Also, I need number 2 drill bit. These are number 2 screws, not number 1. Let's see what else we can get out of this. I think we're gonna start going from the bottom again. Huh. Interesting. Oh, that's why that wouldn't come out. That's interesting. Normally these add-in cards are card edge connectors, not whatever millimeter pitch pins those are. And this did come from a restaurant, so I'm not too surprised to see that it is kind of dirty on the inside with some rust and corrosion. Unfortunately, he blends, so you're going to have to wait to see what's on that board. Interesting bottom design. I don't think that's going to help me any though, because I think the top half needs to come loose. I think I'm going to use this screwdriver. It should be long enough to reach in there. I hate restaurant stuff. It's always so sticky and gross. Time to put on the safety glasses and just rip it off. Oh god. I heard plastic going flying across the room. Of course now that comes loose and I could have gotten the screws properly, but whatever. Interesting, they put those steel plates on there for extra weight to keep the thing down. But yeah, so if you want to get to the print head and not destroy this like I did, you'll have to remove those screws and then basically, I guess, shake this loose. I could have tried a little bit harder to take that apart probably. And looks like we have the button board here. A release mechanism, basically just a plunger. And this is the cutting edge for cutting the paper. I suspect it's not supposed to have those weird bends in it. Somebody must have tried to pry on it with a knife or something. God. Top roller assembly. Nothing for that to latch onto anymore. Alright, looks like print head will come out here. There's one big assembly. There we go. Power switch here in the back. Snap in, so the person could use a bigger screwdriver. Salvage this for projects. These are always a pain to get out though. I got one side loose, now I gotta push on the other side. Enough to, there we go, pop it out. Little rocker switch. Single pull, single throw. Ready for 10 amps, 125 volts AC, or 6 amps at 250. Neat. That'll go in the save pile for no particular reason. Not much else to see in there. It's just a plastic shell. Here's the printer assembly. This is a thermal transfer printer. Interesting. So this top pit here is the paper cutter, and then down here is the thermal print head. Just seeing how to get this apart further. I think this looks to have 2 sets of blades that cut rather than a single blade. Oh, another screw there. Connection for the motor, 4-pin. Oh, maybe there's a sensor in there too, or a limit switch. What's this do? Nothing. It spins the motor. So, oh, alright, there's a little worm gear in there. I don't know which way to spin it to do something, but looks like it also has a window so you can oil it, I'm guessing. Let's see how big of a mistake I can make by taking this apart further, though. It didn't seem like the blades were moving any when I was spinning that. They might have been. It might be that this motor has to spin really fast to get the job done. Just a cover plate. Oh, looks like it might be snapped together. Yeah. I need another finger. There, I think this will work. Oh, set down. Just trying to figure out how I want to get at it. I think I'm going to use this. Part of me is worried that this is going to be spring-loaded internally. I don't think it should be. Although I'm not sure how this works. I suspect there's like a lobe or something that rotates to push it out. That way, once it hits the high spot, the blades are out, and it goes straight to a low spot and they can retract quickly. Because you don't want to have to wait for the thing to cycle the blades in and out the whole way. I'm just really worried the blades are going to go flying out. There. Oh, it's a single blade. I think. What? It doesn't look sharp. Maybe it is a guillotine style. I think maybe it pushes the paper against the solid edge. I think it was like this. Oops. I think maybe, it's not lined up correctly. Well, no, actually it's pretty darn close. I think maybe it pushes up and basically forces the paper to cut by pushing against a thin gap. But I don't know where the cutting edge was at this point. Too late now. Also, it's halfway right. It's not an oblong gear like I was thinking, but there's this little nub here that pushes and pulls the blades out. Got a limit switch here. That way it knows where it was and when to stop or whatnot. And now we're going to look at the fun part, the board. I see an ARM chip. Let's pull this sticker. Oh, it's Samsung. This printer might be made by Samsung then, I don't know. So we got a Samsung ARM chip there. Some WinBond flash, potentially. Or is that RAM? That might be RAM and this could be flash. I don't know. I don't think this is RAM though. I've never seen a RAM package like this. Usually they look something like this with all the pins in a long row. We'll pull this board loose along with that rear I/O module. Yeah, this is, ouch, dang it, sharp, everything's sharp. This is basically like the pins you see on a IDE connector or a floppy drive connector. But I think I have that upside down. Texas Instruments chip there. Something else, something else, something else. I don't know. Nothing to see on the bottom. Everything's all on the top. Whole bunch of power regulation here. I'm guessing some of this is where the power switch is plugged in. Oh, little connector. No, the motor, that's the cutting motor, so the motor driver, this Toshiba chip is probably the motor driver. TA, is that an 8 or a B? Alright. TA8428K. Hiding there behind the capacitor. Yeah, it's a K. Oh, what do we got over here? Some more logic chips, maybe? What was that bigger connector connected to? Oh, okay. No? What was that plugged into? Oh, okay. So this connector is going to the top buttons. And looks like this connector here was going to the drive motor for the paper advanced section. I guess I didn't finish showing this either. We'll get back to that. Got a voltage regulator there. LM2596S. But yeah, not much else to see. Some dip switches on the bottom for configuration. And I guess since I got distracted and forgot about this, we will get back to this. Some spring tension there to press the paper against the print head. I don't know if I'm going to be able to remove the print head easily. I moved the ribbon cable for it. Just looking here with my own eyes before I show on camera. So hard to see things through camera. I unfortunately do not see a way to get this apart. I mean, it had to go together, but it's not like it was just made like this. But yeah, I don't see an easy way to do it. So unfortunately, you're not going to be able to see much more than this for the print head. And basically, there's a bunch of little heating elements under there, that surface. And that's how the text is printed on the paper. But yeah, I think I'm going to call it there. Hopefully that was interesting, and thanks for watching.